Hello, everybody, and welcome to Cats Me Wow Designs. So today, I am going to do a different type of video a little bit. So I have been posting on YouTube Shorts a lot of me working on my butterfly tapestry cardigan. And so I've gotten a lot of questions and a lot of people asking for a tutorial. And so while I cannot provide a tutorial because it is a paid pattern, I can give you some tips and tricks that will help you to be able to create your very own. Before we get started, I just wanted to mention the yarns that I'm currently using. So for the Monarch Butterfly, for the dark parts, I'm just using black yarn. I had some of the Karen 1 pound yarn, which is what I started off with. I ended up having to buy a second skein of yarn. So that one was just the 1 pound one that I could buy from Hobby Lobby. As far as the orange yarn, I am using it's Red Heart Super Saver, their ombre collection, and I believe the title of that specific color is called Hot Sauce. But I will have all of that information down in the description for you in case you are interested in making one that is very similar. So unfortunately, for most of these videos where I'm kind of talking about a specific project, I try to include a link for the specific pattern that I used. However, it seems like since I have purchased this pattern, the seller is no longer on Etsy. So it is no longer purchasable through them. However, you can go to Etsy and type in Monarch Butterfly Crochet Pattern, and you can find a whole bunch that are extremely similar to the one that I have. So that's where you can find the pattern. Usually they're not too expensive, and it of course depends on sales. We have a holiday coming up in a couple of weeks, so they may even run some sales then if they're not currently running some sales now. So let's get into the tricks and tips for crocheting your butterfly cardigan. So the first is, of course, this is a tapestry style, so there's going to be multiple color changes in a single row. That said, you will usually have to follow a graph in order to do this. And if you are not familiar with cross stitching and doing graph work, this can be pretty daunting. My favorite tool that I have used for the majority of this butterfly cardigan is actually a website called Stitch Fiddle. And there was a link to this particular pattern included in the pattern that I purchased. And what I love about Stitch Fiddle is that it takes 100% of the guesswork out of it. So it has a row marker on the right-hand side. So that way, whenever you complete a row, you can just hit the up button. It will automatically go up to the next row. It also highlights the row that you are currently working on, which is super helpful. Once you go into the settings, you can also have it to where it will just either give written instructions or it will color code boxes. So say if I need to crochet like 20 black single crochets. So it will say 20 and then a little black box, and then say 5 of the orange or whatever color butterfly that you're working on. Then it will say 5 and then a little orange box or what have you. So that is so helpful and it saves so much time. I do still from time to time somehow get off on my counting, and I'm not sure how that is. I'm 30 years old, so I feel like I should know how to count by now, but if crochet does one thing, it shows you that you never actually knew how to count to begin with. So that's my first tip. If possible, use stitchfiddle.com. There is a free version of it, which is super helpful. There's also a paid version. If yours does not come with a link to Stitch Fiddle, there is a way that you can upload your own image to use that. I am not sure exactly how you do that because I have never had to do it. But I do know they have that feature that you just have to adjust for how many rows you want it wide and tall. And so then it sets it all up, and then you can have those features. But that is absolutely a game changer when you're trying to do any sort of tapestry. Last year, I believe it was last year, if you remember, I did my very first like big tapestry. It was of Zorro from One Piece for my nephew, and I did not have stitch fiddle, and that was super crazy trying to get through all of that with a paper chart. If you can't have access to stitch fiddle, I mean, you can always try printing out the chart. That's what I had to do for that one. And then I just took a ruler and crossed out the rows that I was on or that I had finished. And so then that way, whenever I could just like quick look at it, then I could do it that way. So there's definitely manual ways that you can do this, but stitch fiddle is probably going to be the most easiest and user friendly, especially if you're new to this whole crochet tapestry situation. My second tip is to be cognizant of what colors you're choosing. So as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, when I picked my colors, in addition to being ones that I already had in my collection, I also wanted it to look like a real life butterfly. I didn't want it to look like a fake butterfly. And so the reason that I chose the orange yarn that I did was because of the ombre effect. So to me, when I look at it, it looks like there are sun rays that are going through the wings. And to me, that gives such a fun effect. You can, of course, choose to have just one straight color or do like a variegated yarn where like every couple of inches it changes. You can make it however you want. But for me, I wanted a realistic butterfly looking cardigan. And so for that, the Red Heart Super Saver ombre was perfect. And the transition is so slow that as you're working on it, you don't necessarily even realize that the color has changed. But when you get it all finished, then you're like, oh, wow, yeah, there is some color variation in this. And so that was just something super fun that I wanted to do when I started creating this whole project. My third tip is, when possible, carry the yarn. So notoriously with tapestries, there is a tremendous amount of tails that will need to be woven in. For the butterfly cardigan, if you were to have to change and add a new piece of yarn every single time you had to do a change, you would have so many tails, it would be overwhelming. So what I did is, if you have, let me rephrase, if you are just using one solid color, you could actually carry both the black and the colored yarn throughout the entire project, with the exception of the little white dots. I was carrying my black yarn throughout, and so pretty much I only really have the white dots and some of the orange when the row, it was like tapering off, and so it wasn't complete. And so you have to kind of figure out how much sewing in of the ends that you want to do. I know that sounds super confusing, so let me go ahead and show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so this is kind of what I mean. So I have, for this particular row, I need to crochet 6 black, okay? So I have already done 5, and to get a clean color change, we're going to go through the stitch, pull up a loop, and then we are going to switch to our orange color, or whatever color we want the wing to be, and we're going to use that color to pull through both of those loops. So now we can keep a very clean chain. Now we want this black to, of course, go to these other sections. So what we're going to do is, we are on the right side of this, and so we are just going to take and pull up a loop like we normally would, but we want the black to stay there. So that way when we crochet over it, it covers it up. So kind of like this. So put our hook through the loop, make sure it wraps around the black, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through. Now, when you get to the end of a color, it's always a good idea, whatever color is going through the stitch that you're carrying over, just give it a little bit of a tug and make sure you're looking from the correct side of the yarn, so that way you can see if it's visible. This may not work on all yarn types, but for worsted weight for yarn, it works pretty well. And now when switching back again, so we need to put one more orange in here before we do another 3. So we're going to insert our hook, pull up a loop, and we're going to do another color change. So take our black, give it a gentle tug, and then pull that through. So now we are good to continue. So because we want the same color of orange over here, we are once again going to carry the yarn. So pull it through, make sure it goes around both ways, like this. Give it a gentle tug, and this is another color change. So we're going to take our orange and use that to finish the stitch, so that way we can go through these next stitches. So by doing it that way, it will be incredibly easier and much less work to sew in the ends. You can also sew in the ends as you go. When you finish a large section, go ahead and sew them in. I did not, and I honestly am regretting it really bad. So I guess be better than me, and if you think about it or you want to do it, please sew in your ends as you go. But if you use this method, then there will be less ends to sew, so it will be so much less overwhelming. My 4th tip is to have a bag or some sort of tote or something to keep your project in when you're not working on it. I have this clear bag that I had actually bought for a concert, and it has my current project that I am working on, or my current wing, I should say, and then it has all of the skeins of yarn for the project, except for the white, because I've been making something else with the white, so I needed to take it out. But it has my crochet hook, my stitch markers, it has my yarn needle, so everything that I need in case I am going to sit in the doctor's office or going on a long trip, then I don't have to hurry up and grab everything and possibly forget something. I can just grab my bag and go, which is so helpful, especially for a project that takes this long to make. If you don't have a lot of time, like I work and I volunteer and do all sorts of things, so I don't usually have like a big chunk of time to just sit and crochet. It's usually smaller moments that I can find throughout the day, and the bag or tote or whatever makes it so much easier to do this. That is for sure. My last tip is not to be afraid to, if you are getting really overwhelmed with the project, because it does take a long time, to just set it aside and work on something else that is done faster, just so that way you don't lose those creative juices. I actually started this project in February, and I did it while I was sitting at a doctor's office, and then it just became so overwhelming for me that I did not pick it up again until, ironically, the hottest week this summer. It was like almost 100 degrees for the entire week, and I was stuck inside because of some health issues related to the heat. And so I'm like, oh, you know what? I have time now. So, and I feel mentally prepared. Like I want to exercise my brain, so to speak, and continue working on the project. So I went and again just picked up my bag and just continued on. And so that's how I finished the entire back panel. And then the one front panel super quickly. I'm now working on the second panel. And after that, really the only thing that needs done is sewing it together and adding some cuffs. So I am on like the home stretch of this project, and I am so glad because I was hoping to get it done by fall. I love butterflies, and I love that fall is cardigan weather because, as you can see, I love cardigans. So, so fortunately, I think I'm going to be able to hit my deadline. But yeah, just take it slow and really enjoy the process. I feel like for most people, they just want like everything to be done like right now. Crochet, especially with a project this big, it's not going to be done instantly. It's going to take time. So realizing that every stitch that you put in gets you closer to the end. And then when you're finished, you can say, wow, I did something that I never thought I was going to be able to do. Or be like, yes, I made this. Is just so much fun and is so rewarding. Not to mention, like, I am very high anxiety. So sometimes I will just sit and crochet in the evenings when I'm watching TV. It helps to keep me calm, which is so helpful. And also, I feel like I'm doing something productive because then I can say, okay, I was on this row to start with, and now I'm on this row. Like, oh, wow, yeah, it's really coming together. So just remember to take your time and enjoy the journey. It's not always just about the destination. So that is all that I have for you today. Thank you so much for joining me. And if you have any questions about crocheting a butterfly cardigan or doing a crochet tapestry or anything like that, please don't hesitate to ask me down in the comments below, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. I will see you next time. Bye!